Hey, just a quick thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. We just could not do an independent year-round college football show without you, so thank you.
Welcome to the Solid Verbal. And now, Dan and Ty.
Last year, it was Jeff Brohm's third season at Louisville. He's now gone 10-4, 9-4, 9-4. There is no question that he has absolutely raised the floor. There is no question, judging from the response on our Discord at verballers.com, or if you want to sign up and learn more about that, you can go there. I may be the biggest Jeff Brohm fan in the entire Verballerhood. I am starting my nonprofit Bros for Brohm this year.
Okay.
They're right on the cusp. They are right on the cusp. Last year, especially so. After beating Miami on the road, they then go in and they lose 3 other conference games by a combined 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to do what they have done 3 straight years. Not just winning that many games, but also reconstructing basically through the portal every offseason. Clearly, this is a guy who knows how to build something very quickly. The question is, with a new starting quarterback who has virtually no experience, and
is this
some of the
4 in 4 years quarterbacks?
4 in 4 years, yeah.
So it's Shuck and Plummer and Miller Moss and now
Lincoln Kienholz.
Yeah.
The question is, can he do it again? Can he do it again given this setup? There's a lot to like about Louisville. Personally, I've got Louisville third in the ACC, just a nose behind SMU, but you could just as easily make the case for the Cardinals. I don't think that's a difficult case to make. Where I'm stuck up, though, is on the Lincoln Kienholz thing.
Okay. Go on.
Lincoln Kienholz, transfer quarterback from Ohio State, extremely unproven. And I did read conflicting accounts of his performance this spring. So I'd say that, along with some of the other uncertainty on offense, is why I'm ultimately going to go SMU over Louisville. I just don't know what we're getting from Lincoln Kienholz. I think there are big questions out wide and along the line.
Okay.
How they use Kienholz will also be an interesting thing to follow, not just if he's successful, because Lincoln Kienholz can move. And I think that means they're going to do more quarterback runs, read option, that type of stuff that you're used to seeing with a mobile quarterback. I think you put that alongside the likes of Isaac Brown and Keyjuan Brown. That added threat of having the more mobile quarterback sets them up for a bigger season on the ground, provided the line can hold up. And that's a big if for me on the line front, but at least you could kind of see the makings of a plan there with the mobile quarterback and the running backs who are pretty good.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if Louisville is actually good or there's just a vacuum near the top in the ACC that just has to be filled by somebody.
Well, that's fair.
And they get SMU at home, yes?
Correct.
Right, if you're looking at the push-pull, we had this conversation last year, I think, about who's number 4 in the Big Ten. Completely erroneously, by the way, we had this conversation. We're like, man, that week 4 matchup between Illinois and Indiana will go a long way towards deciding who's number 4 in the Big Ten. Whoops!
Yeah.
Wrong about that one.
Yeah.
But it does look like that Louisville SMU game seems important about, near hierarchy, near the top hierarchy in the ACC. It seems that way. I hope we are closer to being correct about this than we were last season. Yeah, I mean, we're doing the same sort of song and dance, right? Where we're just like, well, if the portal offensive line holds up, right? If the quarterback transfer holds up, right? They should have a very strong running game.
They should. Where I think we have to look, though, if we're serious about Louisville, is defense. I think the stronger case for Louisville is actually on defense, because there are offensive questions across the board, right? You got an unproven quarterback, a line that lost 5 of its top 6 guys. Mm-hmm. Who's the target out wide? Is there a target? There are real questions there. But defensively, I think all 3 levels of this defense are among the better units in the conference. They're probably probably gettable up the middle if you want to split hairs, if only because they don't have great depth on the inside. But the secondary is somewhat rebuilt. I don't mind what they did back there, though. I think they'll be fine. And I think defensively, even though they now have 2 new coordinators, 2 co-coordinators stepping in after Ron English stepped away. I still think defensively they're going to have a nice little bedrock that they can build upon, provided that the offense has a little bit of a runway. There's not a ton of runway, but provided they've got a little bit of a runway to get themselves in order, I don't think it's like the defense has got to bottom out. The defense is going to keep them in this thing.
They have basically two obvious losable games on this schedule.
Yeah.
If we are to consider Louisville to be a pretty obviously good team, maybe not great, but a pretty obviously good team, and those two games, 2 of the first 3 weeks of the year.
And that's why I talk about runway.
That's why I talk about runway. It's a runway thing.
Yeah.
But you look at the rest of this schedule, you look at the offenses faced or the defenses faced. If you have offensive questions about what they're looking like up front, if you have defensive questions about replacing some of those playmakers, especially in the back end, I think those are all reasonable. But you look at who they're playing. Like, there are games that might be tricky at Georgia Tech later on in the season. If Georgia Tech is able to, we'll get there, get their act together, especially on defense by that time in November. But you look at this schedule. Kentucky, look, they blew Kentucky out last year. Kentucky made the change at head coach. This is a sort of like, it's on Louisville. No. They should be flirting with double-digit wins, given what's on their roster and who they play and where they play. It's a matter of health, depth. Obviously, they, were starting a backup quarterback against, I want to say, SMU last year in their low moment. I don't think Isaac Brown played in that game either. So it's a depth thing. It's a, what do they look like in November thing? And they're doing the okay, this guy was a major quarterback in a backup role at a big place thing. Again, like Tyler Shuck was a reclamation project. Jack Plummer was a reclamation project. Miller Moss was a reclamation project. Those guys were all to various degrees somewhat successful. Tyler Shuck's now an NFL quarterback. Miller Moss was kind of back end of the ACC and didn't fully work out as a quarterback with pop for them last year. But to your point, if Lincoln Kienholz is something, they're flirting with double digits.
100%. It is not hard to make a case for 10-2. It is not hard to make that case, but it is reliant on Lincoln Kienholz giving them something on offense. It is reliant on a line. It's reliant on a lot of that offense coming together. But again, Brohm's done this now a couple years running. We know he knows how to coach offense. So another guy who I kind of give the benefit of the doubt when it comes to will he or won't he figure it out. He's proven that he knows how to do that. As the charter member of the Bros for Brohm Club, I have the utmost faith in Jeff Brohm to figure out a way to make this thing go this year. I'm still going to give the nod to SMU, though. I like SMU.
Okay.
Just look,
the other thing worth mentioning is the defense is not speaking English anymore, right? Ron English taking a year away. Yeah.
He stepped away.
And so the co-defensive coordinator situation, so I think benefit of the doubt that it's internal. But as you mentioned, it's worth noting. Thanks for watching, and thank you for at least considering subscribing to the channel. It means a ton.